A response to Representative John Larson by tennisebmorsepodcasts. Today I am sending Representative Larson the following letter. Dear Representative Larson, whoever first reads this letter, I ask you to hear me out. Representative Larson represents Connecticut, but when he's talking about Social Security, he represents America, and we are all his constituents. I'm asking that you put up a simple and easy means of contacting him that does not require you to be a constituent, so that those of us who share his Social Security concerns can be in touch with him. Otherwise, he's operating in a bubble. We need him as a focal point. Over 53 million Americans rely on Social Security as their only income. Many of them are terrified as the media pre-warns them that their checks might be delayed and advises them to start saving. And they don't know who to tell. I know how hopeless they feel. I don't just share Representative Larson's concerns. I predicted them. I am a 78-year-old woman who developed and was disabled by MS in the late 1970s. Including my earliest journals when I was getting sick, I spent 50 years writing Work or Die, the Great Disability Benefits War, a partial history of the first use of Project 2025 by an American president. It's a detailed history of how the earliest version of Project 2025 was used to downsize Social Security disability. It's a self-published ebook on Amazon. In 1981, I was living on Social Security disability when my checks suddenly stopped. The info Social Security had sent me was confusing, and I didn't really get it until I was blindsided. I remember I had about $3 in my checking account and $5 in my pocket. Not much food in the apartment with a toddler to feed. I usually did a big shopping when I got my check. I was at the start of a 6-year struggle to get my benefits reinstated, and I wouldn't have been able to do it if my former employer hadn't taken long-term disability coverage. When my Social Security check stopped, it gave me $592 a month. I had $592 a month to live on in Manhattan, and I spent those 6 years trying not to be homeless, trying not to lose my children to foster care. Most of the people in my position didn't have that $592 a month. Some killed themselves, some lost their homes, some just plain died. At first, I vented my grief and fear and rage on paper, keeping a detailed log of events and every piece of paper the government sent me. As time went on, I researched the media coverage of the disability reviews. My book has a substantial bibliography and is a step-by-step playbook of the test case to take down Social Security. Can we take down one program if we use these methods? When the answer was yes, today's plan to privatize Social Security was inevitable. I had hardly finished my book and put it on Amazon when only months later the Heritage Foundation bragged that it gave Reagan his policies and the election was upon us. I tried very hard to give away my info before the election, but was blocked at every turn. I know how the representative felt when his committee tried to block further inquiry. My Facebook page was taken down. Google Ads blocked me from advertising my info on YouTube because it was election-related advertising. Since I was giving out the information freely, I appealed and heard nothing more. After the election, I put out a free, no strings attached audiobook of Work or Die at https://tbmorse.com. I also have other resistance materials at that site. Please use me and my information however you can. You said the plan to get Social Security went back to 1981. My book gives the evidence for your statement and also exposes the incredible human misery that resulted. If the 89 million Americans who get Social Security checks today suddenly find their checks delayed or slashed, I can't even conceive of how greatly that misery will be magnified.